Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today I'm going to be playing part 4 of my Buzz Aldrin Space Program Manager Let's Play AAR, whatever you want to call this thing. In this video I'm going to be playing, basically trying at least, to get my first manned space program or space aircraft into space and build upon what we've done already. Now, this is the fourth part of my Buzz Aldrin series. Part 1, if you're interested in it, basically covered the game mechanics. Part 2 had my first launch of a successful satellite, and in Part 3 it was kind of a mixed bag. We got our first flight of the space plane, the X-15, and it was successful. And then we attempted one of the experimental missions with the X-15, and unfortunately the pilot was lost and became the first casualty of NASA's journey to the moon. We are playing as NASA here, and we are very close to developing a ability to get a man into space, but we have a few hurdles we need to overcome first. The first of those hurdles is going to be hiring more members of our flight control team, because you need at least 10 of them in order to launch a manned mission. So we can go ahead and see when we try that we don't have the ability to hire anymore. We need a bigger space complex. So what we can do is we can go ahead and expand mission control, upgrade it for 900, and it should be done next turn. So basically at the moment we're just going to have to wait on that for some kind of resolution. Now it looks like we've got two astronauts currently in service. In case there's ever an accident or anything like that, I am going to hire a third, just someone who's rather well-rounded. This guy looks well-rounded. So we'll go ahead and hire that one more astronaut. Now it's the only astronaut we can hire this year, because you can only hire a profession once per year. We've got the maximum number of scientists currently that we can with our current building level, and at this point I believe we're kind of doing all we can with researching various elements of our Mercury program, which will be the first shot into space, if you will. It looks like we've got 4 scientists who aren't doing anything right now, so we should go ahead and see about giving them something to do. Now, our current programs that we're researching are the X-15, which is that space plane, which we had an unfortunate accident and loss of life last round, and then Project Mercury. We also have a rocket program open for the Atlas booster, but that doesn't leave us a whole lot. We've only got 3 programs open. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and open the biosatellite program, because that can be launched as well from the Mercury spacecraft. So we'll go ahead and open up that. We'll make sure the Atlas is assigned. That's the Mercury space capsule. And then we'll go ahead and assign some scientists to the space probe so we can get it going. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and back out of this. Oh, wait, did that not? Yeah, okay, never mind. So we've got those guys researching, and I guess what else we'll do right this turn is we'll go ahead and fly another one of the X-15 missions with our new astronauts. We can only do experimental flight 1 because we haven't successfully done it yet. The last attempt at flight 1 was the failed mission, which resulted in the death of our astronaut. So we'll go ahead and schedule experimental flight 1A, I suppose, or 2, or however you want to consider that. Basically, there's certain high-speed tests, I believe, that we're trying to successfully accomplish, and last time one of our pilots was killed, and unfortunately it's historically accurate as well. Didn't happen until the late 1960s, but there was a Air Force pilot flying an X-15 that got into an uncontrollable spin and was regrettably lost his life. So that in that element, this game hit home. Perhaps one of the astronauts that no one ever knows about. I think his name was Mike Adams. I mentioned it in the last episode here. But basically, an Air Force pilot who was considered an astronaut by NASA, because NASA gave anyone who flew over 50, I think it's 50 miles into the atmosphere, that's 80 kilometers up, would be given astronaut wings by NASA. And there were 6 or 7 individuals flying the X-15 who flew it high enough to get that that distinguished ribbon or whatnot have you. So we can see here we're into the end of the turn. The X-15 is basically maxed out on reliability, so hopefully that means we won't see another fatality. We're making significant progress on the Mercury capsule. The Atlas rocket, which will be the launch vehicle for the Mercury capsule, is also having some good success. And then the biosatellite started off at 52%, so that's a pretty good starting point. It's all the way up to 70 or 62%. So we can see here we've got a 96% or 93% reliability factor. If we have a successful launch of the experimental flight, we'll gain 600 prestige, which would be nice. If we fail, we'll lose 850, which would kind of suck. And we're going to go ahead and play that from mission control and just watch this as it plays out and listen to the chatter. So there is a takeoff error, 72% chance of success. Hopefully this goes over well, and it does not. This is what I don't understand about this game. We've lost 2 pilots in 2 turns on a system that is supposed to be 93% reliable. I don't understand where we're failing. We had a 72% chance of successfully resolving the problem, and yet we still lose our astronaut. A catastrophe means they get killed. So basically, I'm assuming the B-52 crashed on takeoff or something like that, because that's the only logical explanation for a fatality on takeoff, is that the plane just decided to blow up. So as it is, the X-15 destroyed, and Emmanuel Riddler, whatever his name is, killed. So we're back down to 2 astronauts now in this turn. I see no reason not to launch another spaceplane mission. Hopefully we don't lose another pilot, because we've already lost 2 in a matter of 2 turns. So let's go ahead and schedule another one. Oh, but we don't have an astronaut. Lovely. I'm pretty sure we do have an astronaut. We've got Corny Cover and we've got Roger Menz, both currently busy, I suppose. But we do have astronauts, so that seems a little bit odd. I'm not sure why it's saying we don't. Maybe that's a bug. Maybe it's a bug that the X-15 keeps crashing. I will say it is a little bit annoying to me because I've talked to several people who played this game, and it just seems like the X-15 is a death trap. And I'm sorry, but if it's got such a high reliability, you shouldn't be seeing this many fatalities. Maybe minor glitches, I don't know, but this many fatalities? That seems a little bit absurd to me. But I could be wrong. I concede. I can't say I've cracked the numbers. We are going to go ahead and hire several more flight controllers. That brings us up to 12 out of a possible 13, because we will need those guys in order to launch a Mercury mission. And at this point, that's really all we can do. So we're going to go ahead and end the turn, and we'll move on to the next turn. So work being done on pretty much everything. Nothing really ready per se, I suppose, for launch. We've got to wait for our flight controllers to go through basic anyway, so they're not ready yet. See if it'll let me. See, this is what I don't understand. I've got 2 astronauts right here. I've got Roger Menz, who's training. Okay, so we can't use him. And I've got Corny Cover, and I don't know why I can't use him. Yeah, that makes no sense to me. So I suppose since they don't count as an astronaut, we'll put them in training for something. I'm not sure what. I don't know. I don't mean to be very negative in this video either. It's annoying me that I lost another astronaut yet again, and it's severely delaying my progress. So my flight controllers are through basic, and what that means is we are going to go ahead and get a test run of the Mercury up into orbit. There's an uncrewed suborbital flight that we'll go ahead and test. We'll go ahead and schedule a mission, but we can't because our other astronaut is not yet out of basic training. Oh, that's annoying. What we could do is we could go ahead and launch the biosatellite. I'm not sure what its reliability factor is now. Let's see here. 83%. So that seems pretty reasonable. Why don't we go ahead and schedule that mission? Let's do cancel. We want to do the extended mission, though, that we will only have to launch 1 of the biosatellites as opposed to launching 2 to complete the program. So if we do the extended mission, basically the short mission gives you a certain amount of prestige. The extended mission lasts 3 turns, and it's better to go with the extended in my opinion, because rather than having to launch 2 to complete the program, you really only need to launch 1. Now the downside is the Atlas is a rather expensive rocket. I believe human-rated rockets tend to be more expensive, and there you can see we're spending almost $5,000 just to launch a unmanned satellite into space. Hopefully it's successful though, we'll see here. We're gonna see the reliability of the Atlas is at 90%, reliability of the biosatellites at 80%. So we've got about an 85% success rate. We'll see how that plays out. We'll watch it from mission control, and again, I like listening to the chatter that we hear, so we'll go ahead and do that.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. Roger, understand go for at least 7 orbits.
There we go. So the first stage of the mission is successful. It is a 3-season-long mission, so that will take a little bit of time, but as it is, we've got a satellite up into orbit. And what I really should do here, we need 10 flight controllers for a manned mission. We've only got 9 available right now, and basically that means I'm going to be limited from launching a Mercury test run unless I get one more flight controller. So that was kind of short-sighted on my part by not hiring that next one in order to ensure that we can have both satellite crews and I guess, manned crews going at the same time. I'll go ahead and hire them, but it's going to take 2 turns in order to get them available to be used. In the meantime, I guess what we can do is we can try and get a space plane up. Hopefully this X-15 experimental flight 1 doesn't fail again. So we'll go ahead here and get these guys in here. Well, I'm not sure. I feel like I'm going to have kind of all the scrubs now that all my really good flight controllers are probably working on the biosatellite program, but we'll see here. It's only $700, so it's much cheaper than a rocket launch, which is over $4,000. Flight is back up to 92% accurate reliability, so we'll just hit resume, skip. Okay, so we don't need to watch it orbit the Earth again. You can skip your missions when you don't want to actually watch them. I am going to watch the X-15, however, given the fact that we've had a really bad track record with it so far. Hopefully things turn out a little bit better this time around, even though our reliability levels are actually lower with the flight crews that we chose. So pre-launch, we've got another error that pops up, and they solved the problem. Alright, that's cool. So we actually successfully solved one problem anyway.
Ready to launch now. Never got to 1 minute warning yet. 1 minute. 9, 40 to 10.
Your position is good. Okay, I know you're done, but check your flaps and circuit breakers.
Alright. Whew. The way that these missions play out, I will say that there's a lot of nail biting that can go on in any given mission, just by the way that you kind of have to wait 5 to 10 seconds to figure out what happens after each stage, and there's 7 of them here, and it can fail at any one stage, but there we go. That one was a success, so that's good to see. And means the X-15 program can almost be closed. We finished researching the Atlas program, so that's good. Public interest increased because of our successes, that's good. And we've got a whole bunch of scientists that are free to go ahead and research new things because their programs have reached max reliability. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to open a new rocket program The Atlas is pretty expensive at 4,000 per launch. Looks like things only get more expensive from here, but I guess what we may want to do is see about opening up a Saturn program here. We start, where do we start reliability-wise? We could do the Titan. That'd be the next manned program, but we haven't even gotten the Atlas up with humans, so I think we'll skip that for the moment. What do I want to do? Let's see. We could do the Centaur. That's really expensive. Saturn 1B we could do. I'm not sure what I should do. What should I do? Sorry for all this wondering. Well, we don't have enough money to open up the Saturn 1B program. What's the Titan 2 cost to open? 6,000? I guess we're going to wait on that for the moment, because if we do that, it's going to use all of our money for a potential Mercury launch, which we don't want to do. We definitely want to keep some funds available. Biosatellite's still in orbit, I believe, for one more turn. The X-15 program can be closed, and you'll see here on the lower left our money actually went up because we closed it, because we no longer are needing anything with the program. So it's a completed program. There's no point in continuing to fund it, and there are annual upkeep costs that you do get back when you have a program canceled. So we're good there. We're going to go ahead and wait. Oh, I didn't even do the last. Oh my goodness. That was dumb of me. Hopefully I don't have to pay to open the program back up. Okay, I have to pay $400 to open it again? Really? Okay, I'll do it. Go ahead and do the last experimental flight. Hopefully it's a success after closing the program and reopening it. We'll assign Ronald Mines, our astronaut, there. Why does it only have me having one astronaut? Oh, he's training, that's why. Okay. So we'll go ahead and end the season, and yeah, we've got engineers doing nothing, but we can't afford to do anything else right now. So the two programs we are researching are coming along nicely. Extended mission, this is the last one for the satellite, so if we succeed we get a pretty big prestige bonus. We're just going to skip ahead to the end of the outcome. Successful, so we get 1900 prestige, that's good. Earn these badges, and awesome. So our satellite program is doing well so far, no failures there. And we'll go ahead and launch the last X-15 launch, hopefully. I find myself holding my breath during these things.
Your position is good. Okay, I know you've done it, but check your flaps and circuit breakers.
So there's a problem during the high-speed leg. Solved. Alright, excellent. Please be successful. Problem during landing. See, what? Okay, so there was a failure during the landing, which means we get the same prestige hit as if a pilot's killed, which really bothers me. There should be a difference between a catastrophe and a failure in terms of prestige. But at the very least, at least our astronaut didn't die. I'm going to make the assumption during landing there was a problem. Pilot had to eject. He was safe, but the plane was destroyed. That would be the most logical thing, I think. But I don't understand how a 93% success rate on a vehicle turns into so many failures. That really doesn't make sense to me. But, yeah. Anyway, so it is Q3 of 1961. Historically, the first unmanned or the first manned mission of Mercury would have occurred by now. Not an orbital flight, but an actual flight of some kind. We are running behind schedule in that sense, so we are going to go ahead and get this program started. We are going to do a test flight here with a unmanned suborbital flight. You can see here there are a lot more positions to fill on manned flights. It's a much more complicated mission because of that. So we're getting these guys all assigned here and confirming that it costs $4,300, so quite a bit of money there. And I wonder if we can also do that space plane flight again. I'd like to get it out of the way. You don't have to do these, but no, we don't have enough people. So we're not going to be able to do 2 of those in one turn, which is fine. We've got 6 seasons till the budget's up. We're about halfway to our goal of 10,000 prestige to try and get a max budget. These types of flights will go a long way, so we've got some time if things go well to get our prestige up. But we'll go ahead and end the turn, and yeah, we still have scientists unassigned, but it's going to cost us getting so far behind in research, I imagine. But I don't really have much of a choice. So we're going to go ahead and watch the launch of unmanned Atlas rocket, which was historically used for the later Mercury missions, not the first ones.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. Roger, understand go for at least 7 orbits.
Yeah, the Redstone rocket, which was a ballistic missile basically, and also the Juno is a member of that rocket family, was used for the first Mercury, first couple of Mercury flights and the suborbital flights. But when they decided they wanted to get someone into orbit, they knew the Mercury or the Redstone rocket wasn't powerful enough, so they had to get something different, and that's when it came the Atlas was what they chose. So there was a problem during descent and splashdown. Fortunately, it was solved, and that means we had a successful test launch of an unmanned Mercury spacecraft. So there we go. That's excellent. And we are basically ready at this point to see if we want to go ahead and launch a human flight. I don't think any of our scientists are doing anything either. But we don't have money for a manned Mercury flight at this time. The Prestige does help a little bit. Again, it gets us a little bit closer, but manned flights are really where we're going to earn those big Prestige bonuses. I really would like to finish the space plane program because I feel it will help us in other programs develop faster with lower costs. So I'm going to go ahead and try this one more time. And hopefully no one dies, and hopefully we are successful. Fortunately, since I don't have any other programs going on, I should be able to get the best of my flight controllers involved in this, as well as my best astronauts. So let's hope things go well here, because they haven't gone very well with the X-15 previously here, as we are about to enter 1962. We're in the winter of 1961, so we're several months behind history. But we'll see. I'd like to hope that we can catch up. And already on takeoff there's a problem, and it's a minor glitch, so we can continue the mission. Excellent. We're able to work around it. Hopefully that's our glitch for this mission. That's my hope anyway. I'm not holding my breath though with the X-15. It's been such a disastrous program all around.
Your position is good. Okay, I know you've done it, but check your flaps and circulators.
Thank goodness. Okay, so that one went over pretty well. 1300 prestige, definitely worth the cost of delaying the Mercury mission. We couldn't afford it this round anyway, but it'll delay it one more round. But 1300 prestige, that is exactly what we need. So we should be good there. Budget's kind of hurting. We're only at $4,200. We've got 4 more seasons to try and limp by here with a poor budget. Not really enough to open any more research programs. I think that's really going to hurt me and slow my progress down. And these last, what, 3-4 turns where I haven't been researching anything at all, basically, could very well ensure I not reach the moon by 1970, as historically was done. I still don't think I've got the money to do an Atlas launch right now. Let's see here. Maybe I do. I wonder if the cost comes down each mission you launch. Nope. No, I don't. I am like $100 shy. Awesome. So, don't have the money yet. Oh, yeah. Let's go ahead and cancel the X-15 program now for good. I would have had the money if I wasn't stupid and closed it and then had to pay to reopen it. So, there's that. Let's see. We could open more programs to research, but that'll delay Mercury even longer. I'm at least roughly on par with the first orbital flight, which occurred in 1962. It was Q2 of 1962, so I could launch my first suborbital at the time America launched their first orbital. So I'm not dramatically far behind, but I'm definitely not doing great either. I guess we don't have much else choice, though. We're going to go ahead and end the turn, and we'll get into Q2 of 1962 here. We now have the funds for the research. We are now just 3 turns away from the next budget session, and we're at this point in time we'd get up to $10,000 and $10,500 in our budget being assigned to us by the next review. The max we can get to is 15,000, which would be great. Right now we're at 5,800, so that would be about a $5,000 increase. You could see here it would allow us to afford 1 Mercury flight if we just added that 5,000. 1 Mercury flight, and we'd have some left over for research and other things like that per season. But each rocket's going to get more expensive, so we're really kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel. We probably got more flight controllers than we really need at this point. Probably more scientists, maybe even too. I might be shooting myself in the foot there, but it is what it is. The biosatellite program, that was a success. I don't know why I didn't close that sooner, but apparently that only cost about 50 per turn because it didn't really open up a whole lot of extra money. I don't think you can end rocket programs. They don't seem to have a maintenance cost. Or maybe they do. I don't know. But I also don't want to just discard one program when I might need it later. Probably be more expensive to reopen it. But anyway, so I think the first Mercury flight, now that we've got the suborbital flight down, I think the first manned Mercury flight is going to be next video. We got the X-15 program down this video. We got the first test flights for Mercury down this video, and we got the biosatellite down in this video. So a good amount of success. We did suffer 1 more casualty and failure on the X-15N, but we don't have to worry about that thing anymore. We're all done with that. No more X-15, thank God. As it is, I appreciate you tuning in and watching this video. If you did like this, please check out the other videos as well in my series and subscribe and like this one as well, and look for more of them. Again, the next one's going to be the first human space flight. Hopefully we have more success with it than we did with the X-15. Until next time, however, this is the Historical Gamer saying thank you for watching, and I'm out.